it all comes down to this basic question. That human beings have for a long, long time been concerned about transforming their minds. Is there any way in which one's mind can be transformed? Or is it simply a process which is nothing more than a vicious circle? I could ask, why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Would it be too presumptuous of me to say that you were looking for help? That you hoped you would hear somebody who had something to say that would be of help and relevance to you as members of a world which is running into the most intense difficulty. A world beset by a complex of problems, any one of which would be bad enough. But when you add together all the great political, social, and ecological problems with which we are faced, they are appalling. And one naturally says, the reason why we are in such a mess is not simply that we have wrong systems for doing things, whether they be technological, political, or religious. But we have the wrong people. The systems may be all right, but they are in the wrong hands because we are all, in various ways, self-seeking, lacking in wisdom, lacking in courage, afraid of death, afraid of pain, unwilling really to cooperate with others, unwilling to be open to others. And we all think that's too bad. It's me that's wrong. Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for? Why have you come here? What were you looking for?
What it do? Happy Monday. How you guys doing? Sorry I'm late. I'm gonna be honest, my attempts at getting my sleep schedule back on track yesterday, like we talked about, was not very successful. Cause like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess after this stream I'm gonna go to CVS and pick up some melatonin and start supplementing until it becomes a habit. I'm in a predicament, my dudes. Trying to fix it. What do they say in AA? Even though I'm not drunk. One day at a time. Alan Watts says the same thing. We're gonna start the streams with the stare from now on. Just kidding. I don't think we are. My boy, I'm long from 38,188. Stop loss and minimum profit. Let's see what happens. Good to see you live, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, because I mean, okay, so my attempts were, I'm gonna start like a sleep habit where like at 11 o'clock I take a shower, I put on a different set of clothes, and I do the last 20 minutes a day of my heart rate variability training. Like that's gonna be my schedule in terms of like how I convince my body it's time for sleep. The only problem is because that's not my current schedule at all. My current schedule is falling asleep at like 5 a.m., waking up at like 3 p.m. I'm really working against the grain here. So like it came to that point in time, I was like, maybe I should just try to like stay up throughout the day. And then like 9 a.m. rolled around and I was out like a light. Really screwed the pooch on that one. But here we are. As long as we get a stream done for the day, that's all I really care about. I know people want to see it live, and I know there's people in different countries that are asleep right now, but can't help it, man. I gotta play by my rules. Can't play by yours. But right now, still chilling in a BTC long. Just got into it a little bit ago. It's coming back down here. Still chilling in that short from last night on KDA, which wasn't about $110 worth of profit. Just a little bit ago, a couple hours ago. That's probably one of the most exciting trades, I think, right now in the market, just from like a support and resistance perspective. And not gonna lie, I did move some of my KDA from the mining profits back into BTC. One, because BTC, if it does fall, I'm a little bit safer in terms of the percentage risk. As well as that, like I'm trying to make a commitment that the mining profits are pretty much DCAs. Like I'm not going to be transferring that out of crypto because it's like a just in case measure, if I'm making $200 a month, let that grow over time. And just the way things are looking, GPU market is pretty good right now if you're trying to buy GPUs. Just a weird predicament, it really is. But let's go ahead and get the TA going for today. Not really a whole lot to talk about that we haven't already talked about, but ew, what the heck, man? I don't know why sometimes it decides it wants to go to white mode. Oh, that is disgusting. There we go. I'll move this out so I'm not covering up the price action here. There we go. So I'm just sticking to my plan, what I want to play. As long as we're above 43,000, or not above 43,000, but above 38,564, I will continue to go long. Obviously on BTC, it's a little, on Bybit, it's a little bit lower of a low. I think it's about 38,450 or something like that. But that's my plan. And then I'm more like still confident on us dropping down to about 33K pretty easily over the next couple of days / weeks. But let's see. Ethereum's about to come back above 2,882. Might be able to long that. Because, a part of me really does want the retest, specifically for that short on Ethereum. Because with Ethereum starting the difficulty bomb measures and people starting to take the hash rate off the network, I'm curious as what we're going to see decline-wise of Ethereum. Don't know if there will be one, but Kite, this BTC long is killing us. This shouldn't be killing you. I understand if you don't have a short position open, but I'm playing my plan. Hopefully this, if you look on the smaller time frames here, maybe the 30-minute, you can see that we're getting a little bit of an ABC as we're coming back up and retesting that support. So I'm truly hoping that this is the last bearish ABC before we really start to see a dump here, because I know it's a little bit rocky when we look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pretty much in that support zone, so it doesn't seem like it can fall that easily. But Ethereum, on the other hand, is not in a support zone, and it's getting rejected here, possibly. And it has quite a bit to fall here. If we can get rejected from this last ABC, we should see about a 14% decline before any sort of support comes in. Yeah, stop hunted on KDA in the middle of the night. Short or long? I mean, I'm playing pretty risky on KDA, not gonna lie. And fortunately was not stop hunted. Unless he caught the short a little bit later. Will GPUs get cheaper? Absolutely they will. I mean, we're already seeing that with the KD boxes. You know, 2 months and a half ago when me and Ryan were on stream talking about it, we were looking up the prices, and the 2.7 terahash and even the 1.6 terahash for KDA was like $4,000 to $5,000. Now you can get them for about $3K. So when the profitability of something drops, obviously people are looking to sell, offload a little bit because they get scared, and you can take advantage of that. Now the only thing is if you're counting on GPU mining, you do want to look at the most efficient GPU cards. 3060 Ti, to be, you know, frank, that's probably one of the best cards out there in terms of efficiency. But I really like it's a gamble. It is, because GPU mining could be going to the wayside in the future. But I do believe that there will be a coin that steps up and is able to, you know, kind of take the load that Ethereum was carrying on its back and allow people to maintain some sort of profitability. I don't think it'll ever be as good as Ethereum in terms of profitability, just because of the way they set up the prioritization of miners. But my thing is, like, if you're looking at GPU mining as like, oh, I'm making buku bucks a day off of this graphics card, not really the correct way to work, you know, look at it. It's all about making, you know, 50 cents for every dollar you put in. You're making double your money. I mean, that's fantastic. At that point, it's all about volume. You know, how many graphic cards do you have? Which is really what the network cares about in the first place. I managed to 2x my account in 15 days playing your ABC strategy. That's what's up, man. I say it every time. I get a lot of success stories in my inbox, but sometimes they do come back and go, man, I screwed it up. The one thing I would say is don't let it be too intoxicating. Count your blessings. Maybe lower your risk a little bit. Because in order to 2x your account in 15 days, you're probably playing a little bit risky, which I get it. If you got a small account, that's what you want to do. But, you know, slow it down for a little bit. Maybe, you know, expand the time frame. Just trying to be a little bit helpful, because things can happen. Things can happen. There's a huge ABC from the all-time high, 69K, to the January bottom, 33K. Is it valid? I'm still learning. Yeah, I mean, it was valid. I do believe it's already played itself out. If you're talking about this one right here, I played that one myself. If you're talking about right here, we had A, and then we had that low, broke into an uptrend, broke into a downtrend. We put in a slightly lower low, had a little bit of a retest right here. That's where I was able to get my long from, and then we played it up to the upside. But to think that that's going to impact the future, I don't think so necessarily. What we're looking at here, primarily for the future, is let me open up a different chart here so I don't ruin my image, my picture perfect image. We're looking at playing off of 33,000, to be particularly frank. Now, obviously, if a ABC does form with a lower low within the C wave itself, we can play off of that support. But until that point happens, there's really no reason for me to be bullish, quite frank. I think 33,000 probably has the best chance to have a B come into the current trend and possibly get a retest of somewhere around 37. That's going to be a really good long once we do get down there. That one I think is a really high probability just because of how how strong the support is. Not only do we have that single line tap here, kind of that double layered support, but I mean this price action from down here is quite thick. So that's going to help keep price action a little bit balanced for a while. But I do think that there will be a shakeout. It's just historically that's what happens. Whether it be miners selling off or the manipulation and people trying to pick up coins for cheap, whatever it might be. You have to remember we're in an over leveraged market. I mean, even throughout this bear market here, the all-time highs for leverage has continued to go up. So people are continuing to over leverage and over leverage and over leverage despite us being in a bear market. I'm sure a lot of them are playing it to the upside. So with all those over leveraged longs, wherever they might be, or if they are going to form new, that's a lot of momentum to the downside if they do start to get liquidated. I saw someone on a chat the other night from a crypto live stream go, it pumped up like $5 on Bitcoin and it goes, shorts are liquidated. Yeah, you need to pump up a little bit more than that in order to start liquidating some shorts and see a real effect come into the market. But yeah, that's the plan, man. I mean, it sucks because, I do like my plans to work out a little bit quicker. Obviously, we like resolution, delayed gratification never works with the human brain, but that's the name of the game. If you can stick to your guns, play the system, and be patient, use good risk, outlast the people that are being dumb. Because, no matter how good you think you are, there's going to come a point where you just take too many losses in a row and you start doing things a tad bit differently. And that starts messing up the whole process. And it does, it takes a couple times for you to get used to just being patient, being calm. Fishcoin. Start my own NFTs of fishes, where it's just dogs that are turned into fish. That is one of my dreams one day. Like, I want to be like the monks of Newskeet and just have like a bunch of dogs on a piece of land. And I want to name all of them like a marine animal. Big German Shepherd, I name him Shark. And maybe like one of those wrinkly Shar-Peis, I'll name him like, whale. I don't know. Just a whole, and one like a little Yorkie named Turtle. Little Turt for short. Because he's short. But I was able to get my recent cash out last night. I sent it over to my Binance account, so now I'm up to about $160 worth of mining profit. And we're almost to the 1 month mark of mining. I think on Thursday that marks 1 month of mining. And that puts me probably somewhere around like $170. Obviously it could be closer to 200 if the market didn't drop while I was mining. But no, so far so good. Like as long as I can get this system relatively paid off by the time Ethereum really becomes unprofitable, I'm happy. And like I said, I don't necessarily have to completely ROI on it. It's just I would like to have some sort of return on investment. Monk, it is your birthday, man. I forgot to message you. I'm so sorry. Come here, fish. Come here. Nah, Savannah. Ada beach, baby. He blesses you. He looks like Dobby. Please give me sock. I am free. Dobby is a free elf. Dude, fish is so dense. He's been eating. He's a chubby man. Look at that. Got like a little fur coat going on. Little chub rub. Okay. I didn't mean anything by it. You're a good puppy. I mean, like, sometimes. What's the maximum losing streak that would be considered normal? I would say like 4 or 5 times in a row is probably normal. But that's the thing, the market, there is no normal in the market. If you're counting on consistency, you're really setting yourself up for some severe disappointment. You know, if the market does give you consistency, like, you know, kiss the market's feet because it's doing you a favor. It doesn't have to have consistency. Nah, that's me. Nah, dude, I've been screwing around with this bot all day. I took a picture of when the conversation first started. I'm gonna send it in the Discord because I can't show it on YouTube. I put it in the BS chat. Here, sorry, I'm a granddad. I can't properly navigate my own phone here. I put in the BS chat if anybody's curious as what it was. Nah, I'm going to Taco Bell. What do I hold in my biggest bag? BTC, Monero. That's pretty much what it is. I do hold Ethereum still, even though I'm a little bit concerned about Ethereum, but I'm sure I do well. My heart rate's doing a little bit better today. At 90 beats a minute. Still high, but it's not 100. You need to get a fish tank for peace and chillness and name the occupant Dog. That'd be a good one. This is my fish, he's a dog. This is my dog, he is a fish. Soul? I think we talked about it last live stream here. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. So you're looking for a lower low than $76 and for it to come back above. And I mean, you do have the local low right here at about $66. That could help catch you and put on that lower low. But if we can't hold support at $76 and get back above it after putting in a lower low, Sol is probably going to drop down to about $22. You know, not immediately, but it can. I do Wim Hof breathing. I'm focusing more on heart rate variability training, which is not as intense as Wim Hof. But Wim Hof technically is heart rate variability training. It's just more intense because Wim Hof, it's a balance between two different things. I'm trying to slow my heart rate down, Wim Hof, it basically speeds up your heart rate super duper duper high, get your epinephrine and your adrenaline up, and then when you hold your breath out, your heartbeat starts to slow down, and that last breath that you bring in, he doesn't say it a lot on like the interviews he's done, but in one of them he says that after you hold your breath out, the breath retention, that breath that you bring in for about 15 seconds before starting the next round, you need to suck in your stomach as hard as you can and condense the air up into your chest and your neck. And what that does is that puts so much pressure, extra pressure on your thoracic cavity, that your heart rate will literally go from like 100 beats a minute straight back down to like 70, like very, very quickly. So that's what the Wim Hof method is extremely good for. And the reason why it's good for a cold is because what you're doing is, through the breath retention, you're slowing down your heart rate, letting it go through your organs and your heart, and letting the blood get warmed up by your natural body heat. And then through the speeding up your heart rate by breathing fast, you're letting it quickly circulate through your body, and then repeating that process over and over and over again. And because your adrenaline goes up, it takes away all the blood from your extremities extremely quickly. But then because you sped up your heart rate, it allows it to force it to the blood, to your hands and your feet and everything like that. The science behind it is incredible. And that's so cool that, like, he didn't know that that's how it worked. He just felt what he needed to do. And I think that's, beautiful. It really is. What do you think about money management techniques? What do you mean by that? Isn't that just risk management? Are we talking about like diversification and all that kind of stuff? Because yeah, but it only goes so far. Whenever I think of like money management, I think back to that Key and Peele skit where he's trying to convince his homies that he's loco. And he's like, I have 9 Froyo cards that all have 1 stamp. And he's like, that's just fiscally irresponsible. That's money management right there. I also want to share a confluence to your strategy. I tried backtesting ABC patterns and took long positions on the first Takanashi inverted hammer candle on both ABC structure versus... Cool. Yeah, Philicon, or Philicone, however you want to pronounce it, on YouTube. He does a lot with candle structure in terms of individual candles and how they're shaped. Me, not so much. I it's just extra effort that I don't really think is helping me mentally. Jara, hi. How you doing? What's going on? Will this market just move? Let's see what KD miners are going for on eBay right now. I want to keep up on them every single day because so they're still going for about 3K. This one is bid at about just under 3K. Ooh, that's not a bad deal. $8,000 for 4 of them. About $2,000 a piece. That's a really good deal. But the only problem is like, that's the starting bid, but it says or best offer, so it does look like he's trying to sell them, and especially because he started the bid at 8,000. I mean, if someone wants to go pick up that bulk deal, that's a nice one. Because I'm not too concerned if I can get a really, really good deal on a KD miner, I'm going to try my hand at it because I do think that's a decent gamble. Because ASIC mining is a more future-proof thing because it's not as... I don't want to say that because it is. There's a big problem with e-waste. Once miners are really unprofitable, there's no use case for them. Unlike GPUs, you know, you can always use an old GPU. Like even the 10,000 series, you can play decent video games on that to this day. So I mean, even though it's 2 generations old, they're still useful. So, you know, if you need to sell them because they become unprofitable with GPU mining, you know, a kid building his first PC could always use it. So that's why I don't think like, I think GPU mining should stick around. It really should. What's the best tax software that I can use in Bybit in the United States? Like I said, with Bybit, it's not the same thing. You can't just track your taxes and the capital gains. Bybit, because it is offshore exchange, when you transfer it back to Coinbase, it's like someone sent you a payment of $8,000, right? Even though you put in, you know, $4,000 worth of crypto, and then you made $4,000 on that crypto, and you withdrew $8,000, technically you would only be liable for that $4,000. But because you're pretty much circumventing the system, they can't reliably take that information as truth. Therefore, you're going to have to pay full taxes on that $8,000. Now, if you get that $8,000 in your Coinbase and you hold on to it for a year, you'll pay less taxes on it. It's up to you how you want to do it. So, I mean, it's really not use. You know, I tried in the beginning to see how it worked, but you're just going to get a letter from the IRS going, nope, your calculations were not correct. You owe an additional $15,000. I go, well, there goes my my fund. Guy, can you do some ASR lip smacking using Mike Tyson's sexy voice? I can't talk with a lisp. I really want to move to a state that doesn't have vehicle property tax. Like, I don't feel bad about it because if you look at the taxes, they do cut you some slack. Usually, like, the adjusted value is lower than what you can actually get for it. And the, I know my state automatically applies a discount just because I guess we're in a recession here, so they try to take it easy on people. But I don't know, I just don't like taxes. They suck. I pay them because don't want to go to jail. Once I'm like 55 years old and I probably got like maybe 30 years left on me, you know, then I can start being like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay my taxes. And then you know, just wrap the IRS in red tape to stall them until I'm dead. Are you listening to a Wicked Game or a remix rather? I'm listening to Carbon-Based Life Forms on Spotify. Whatever that is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because then I'll look like an asshole. Well, if we can get a nice dump in the market, you know, even like $2 on KDA will net me about $1,000 profit on this short. And then if we're gonna drop down to 33,000, be able to make about $12.50 on my short for BTC. So I'll put the account somewhere around like $4,500, which is a nice little bit of change. And then take a nice little fat long from 33K, get the retest, short it back down. Exciting future. Future that's not showing up fast enough. Yeah, like any exchange that's not recognized by the US as being regulated, you're going to have to deal with that tax problem. So, I mean, if you're buying on Coinbase, selling on Coinbase, yeah, you just pay your capital gains on what, you know, profit you actually made. But if not, you got to pay the piper. You want to play that game, you know, make the extra profit, you're going to have to pay extra to keep that profit. Like I said, I mean, if you transfer it to Coinbase and leave it on there for a year, you'll lessen your taxes on the entirety of the sell, but it is what it is. Because as long as you're like upfront and you're honest with the U.S. government, they're really not going to care where the money came from. As long as there's money coming into the United States and they get their cut, it's all hush hush, baby. Really just a glorified mob boss at the end of the day. But you gotta respect it, you know? At least a little bit. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It looks like we could maybe get a retest on the US 100 here, but I kind of doubt it. I think that it's more going to be a breakdown to 12,215, and then we'll see the retest of the upside from that local low. Probably coming back up towards that $13,000 mark. And I mean, technically, like, we got the ABC for it. It could see some continuation, but if we can't hold that local low, oh, it's another big hefty drop. But I mean, it's healthy. Like, we can't go up forever. It's just not viable. Really not. I think short-term capital gains at the moment is about 33%. I know they were talking about raising it, but I don't think that is gonna pass. And then I believe, and it's also dependent on how much you actually have and like what you're cashing out. And then long-term capital gains, I think drops it down to like 25, 28%. I'm not quite sure. Check wax. Wax for you. Well, that's a nice ABC setup. Did you catch that short on wax right here at 39 cents? That was a nice one. You see that? We had uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, put in that higher high, straight back down. Now obviously you have the macro set up here. Downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. If it gets back above about 23 cents, you got a nice long position. That could be a probability. Is there a chart? Yeah, okay. And I mean, you're chilling at a local low right now pretty much, so that's a decent setup. But I technically, because of the way things are going in the market, I wouldn't give it a lot of credence at the moment. I do think that it's more likely that you see 8 cents before you see a decent retest. But I mean, if you do see that ABC come into play, I'd probably be targeting somewhere around 45 cents. That would be a good target. But it would have to line up with the rest of the market. I would want to see a lower low than 33K and see that large macro ABC come in on BTC. And then if you see this happen, you know, you can target, you know, the head and shoulders that possibly could come out of that formation. How much was my mining setup? Definitely not like the most cutting corners cost, because if anything, this would just turn itself into like a home media PC for my TV or something. So I did want to go a little bit more expensive on it, but I spent $800 on the graphics card, and then about $384 on everything else. Power supply unit, case, motherboard, which, you know, you don't need to buy a case. You don't need to buy a lot of the stuff that I bought. And then just like a cheap SSD. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it could always turn itself into a gaming PC. It's got an i3 in there right now, so I probably would need to upgrade that to at least an i5 and add an extra stick of RAM if I wanted to turn it into a gaming PC. But and yes, I do have a video of me building it. So on my channel, I have 2 videos about mining. Obviously, like, I'm not a mining channel. There's definitely better people out there to comment on such things, but how to generate more crypto for less power. I show how to overclock your graphics cards, lock your core clocks in order to make sure you get the most power efficiency for what you're doing, and how to get a nice hash or flux miner set up. I do think nice hash is a good way to go temporarily until things are a little bit more solidified in the future, especially with Ethereum starting to lose profit because of the difficulty bomb. And then right here, this video, April 6th, I built a computer. That's the mining PC, which I screwed up at the end because I forgot that I didn't plug in the yeah, it's a nice little PC. I like that it's light. It's like super easy to pick up, whereas like most of the PCs I've owned, they're just tanks. Like if you like, I hit my elbow on my big PC that's on my desk the other day. The PC did not budge, but my elbow did. My elbow got screwed up. Like it didn't even like cut me or bruise me. It just like bent my skin in. How about ENS? Might reject heavily if BTC does dump. Well, it's definitely like if BTC is in a bearish position, it's always good to look at the altcoins because obviously, like KDA, for example, like I have the opportunity for possibly a 66% drop where, BTC is only looking to drop maybe another, 10%. So, he said ENS. Yeah, you got a nice little ABC to the upside. If it comes back below, that would be $21.28. That would be where I would personally get in. And I know what you're saying. Like, well, like that's quite a bit away. I'd be losing some of this profit up here. I mean, we could drop it down to a 2-hour. And you do have the availability to possibly get into a short position at $25.35 if we come back below this resistance. Because you can see it's upwards pennant here. Actually, I'll take that trade too. That's a good. Is it on Bybit? That's a nice. I like. The reason being is not that just it's it's an altcoin. I think there's a good profit to be made on the short here, but particularly the structure is attractive to me. The fact that we have the large macro ABC here, and then we have that small time frame ABC that can be played into it. That's exactly what you want to see in terms of like, a decent setup. And you can see, we're pretty much at the 0.5 of this particular structure right here. And we're almost to the 0.382. So ideal time, short it. Now, is there more price action on a different chart here that I'm missing? No, it seems to be it. So, yeah, it looks like a poop coin to me. I saw a Bybit on there, so let's look it up. Now, I'm not going to overdo this one, most definitely. I'm probably going to only use about $100 worth of margin here. Change that to quantity so it doesn't screw me over. And if we drop back down to $25.36, I'll pop it. And 25.36, 2, 50, 45, 40. Okay, there we go. Thanks for the setup, man. Hope it works out. Like I said, it's not even the fact of, I just like that structure. That is that's a good spot. It really is. If that's like how like you were looking at it and why you wanted me to look at it, that is a really good setup, and I applaud that. From the macro perspective to the micro perspective, everything kind of lines up, and then it lines up with BTC and its probability as well. So good job. Good job. I like that one. That's the thing, like if this coin does happen to have a nice little spurt to the downside here, probably even coming back down to $20. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be about $200 worth of profit. Nice little 20 R&R trade. What is ENS? And the sad fact is that file did eventually dump, and that pissed me off. I have a huge problem with KDA. I just got on Hopium with it, and I can't look at the chart objectively. I don't know where to drop and buy back if we are bullish. Down 45%, what would you do, please? First, learn from your mistakes. Understand that you should never allow yourself to get emotionally attached to something. If you're going to hodl and hold, all right? But sometimes we convince ourselves that that's what we're going to do, and then we change our mind later. So for me personally, I've been talking about this for like the last month. Back when we were up around like $5.68, I was kind of peer pressured by the KDA army here, and they were like, why aren't you buying KDA? And I go, hey, it's just a simple fact. If we have a downtrend, we have an uptrend, and I want to see a retest of $4.29. If we can put in a lower low and come back above that, I'll be confident on the market. But as long as we're below $4.29 from a chart perspective, simply, all right, the next local low, the next layer of really good support that was able to stop a decent downtrend is $1.40. So as long as we're below $4.37, I will be short on KDA until we get closer to that local low and the market starts showing signs of support. But just playing it from a objective perspective. That's all it is. Digital Apollyon, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Kite, do you still think you can enter KDA short at this point? Me personally, I can't, just because we're a little bit too far away from the resistance where I was taking my short from. And like I said, it's an if this and that statement. If my stop loss is not either like at the resistance so that I could just get back in and get another safe setup, I have to have my stop loss above the layer of resistance that I deem that if the market holds above it, will continue, but if it holds below it, will continue downwards. Because it's a win-win situation. You gotta like I looked at the coin that you gave me, ENS, and it's just the simple fact that the risk to reward ratio is high. It lines up with the macro, and as long as you're not overdoing your risk, there's really nothing to be worried about. Because if I lose this short trade, I lose $10, and yeah, I might enter it 1, 2, 3, 4 more times if it does continue to dance along that line. But that's only $40. That's like 1.2% of my portfolio, but I have the availability to add, close to 10% if we do get a decent drop. So, it's you just look at it from that perspective. It's a win-win situation. Win, small loss as long as you control yourself. But if you get all antsy and you go, well, this is, such a good trade, and then you throw like, 50% of your portfolio as margin at it, and you get stopped out a couple times, you're gonna get diddled by the market, and that's just not fun. Nobody likes that. Tootcast, what's going on, man? I'm doing all right. Just chilling. Doing a late night stream because I'm a degenerate that doesn't know how to fix my habits. So I do have to get going here because I need to find out when CVS closes. I'll probably be off of here at least by like 9:10, which is about 30 minutes. And then CVS or Walgreens. Oh, Walgreens closes at 11 p.m. So I got quite a bit of time. I need to book a doctor's appointment for this week for my eyes, get my prescription updated, and have them check to see if I have astigmatism because the light refracts too much at nighttime driving. So, because 1-800-CONTACTS will let me order whatever contacts I want, but with stigmatism, because it's so much more complicated than a regular prescription, I can't really just like trial and error it. So I'd rather just speed up the process and get what I need. Because with 1-800-CONTACTS, like, like after about a year, I can tell like my vision's getting a little bit worse. I can up my prescription by, 0.25 if I need to, and then see if it works a little bit better. If not, I drop it back down. What? Sphincter ointment, my dude. I don't know if we have the same problems. I don't know if that's like an older gentleman's problem. I'm not quite there yet. Maybe I'll get there and we can have common ground. Yeah, like that's the problem. Like maybe the trackball, it's making you a little bit too relaxed, causing some issues. Yeah, thanks to procrastinated, I'm looking at taking a short on ENS. It's got a nice little bearish structure here, macro wise and small time frame wise. I'm sure, like, that's the thing, like, I don't even have to see. I can, just by looking at that chart, I'm almost positive that there is bearish divergence. Probably, so I'm going to take a guess. There's a bearish divergence off of this high, and this high. At least two of the three, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, double click. And would you look at that? So, I mean, that's why I don't care about the RSI that much anymore. It just tells me what I already know. You can just see it in the price action that it's got a bearish divergence. Why is my stop loss not showing up on this? Do any major gainers for the day? No, not really. I guess ENS is the biggest gainer of the day. Kite, can you slowly explain with an example what the IRS and Bybit issue is? Why can't it just be documented and pay tax normally? It doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's just how it works. If you're in the U.S. and you're on U.S. laws, the U.S. can only, associate itself with a U.S. regulated exchange, like a recognized exchange that's reputable. In the eyes of the law, Bybit is not seen as a recognized exchange that is regulated, all right, because there is no KYC. So therefore, any documents related to Bybit cannot be used as evidence that you're telling the truth, essentially. So that's why. Trust me, I'm not a tax professional. I don't know. I've tried to claim capital gains, and they just see it as basically a full sell. Even though I sent 4,000 in, took the 8,000 out, they only recognize the 8,000, not the fact that I only made 4,000. Now, if you're not in the United States, that shouldn't be an issue. But I don't know. You gotta check your personal laws. There's a KDA AMA on Binance tomorrow, so there may be a pump for potential reentry for a short. Maybe. Or maybe there'll be a massive dump because they screw up on the AMA and prove once and for all that humans are shitiots. Can I show you how to place conditional orders? Sure. I don't have a drink up here. I still have a little bit of a Coke, so. No. I gotta pull mine. Let's pull my face over here. So, where can I give you an example on this? Man, I wish I would have kept that short on XMR. That was a good play, but unfortunately it slipped through my fingers. Happens sometimes. Let's check Luna. Okay, well, I don't think there's any more good setups, but I'll just show you. So, for example, let's say that I didn't already have a short position on KDA. If we came back up to this resistance, you could possibly take a short there. So you would go over here, you would go to conditional, you would go to conditional market because you just want the price to get there and for it to trigger. Now, you can set up conditional limits if you want to. I just don't think, if you're playing ABCs, it's going to be that viable, to be honest with you. So, if price gets back to $3.92, we'll put $3.93, right? I want to short 50 Cadena. And then I would hit sell short, 10% stop loss. Now, this is dependent on what your personal risk reward calculator is set up as, right? 10% is not just the flat fee, right? And then you would hit open short. It's as simple as that. There's really nothing to it. Now, the way that I use conditional orders is, let's say that the market has an A going down and a B going up. All right, so there I can identify my setup. I can go, okay, I have an A and I have a B. I'll wait for the C to put in a lower low. And then once I have my lower low, I can then set up a conditional order where if price action passes back above this, theoretically we should see continuation. And then that way, if I'm asleep or if I'm not at the computer, it will catch it. I'll still be alerted of the order, and that way I can go watch it, make sure that there's no funny business on the smaller time frames getting wicked out, and maybe I have to get back into the trade. And then from there, you let the price action do what it do. If she dies, she die. I am adding to my positions and I am taking away from my positions. Now, like I said, I transferred the like $39 I had worth of KDA back into BTC this morning. I figured as long as we're below, because I'll trade crypto to crypto with the mining profits, but I'm not going to try to do like USDT or anything like that. Because like I said, it's kind of like just a fail safe, just playing crypto to crypto. Let me put my face back over here. Let me make my face a little bit smaller. There we go. Because I know I'm distracting. Just, I know I am. Is it possible for you to look at API 3 for a moment? Just reposting so you can see this. Don't mean spam. No problem. As long as you're, spam is spam. All right. You re-asking a question that I just didn't see is not spam. API 3. Is there a chart that has a little more price action than this? Because if not, I can't do much with that, my dude. I really can't. Oh, there we go. There's no current setups at all. The last setup that you had on API 3 was uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. You had a short position that you could have caught from about $7.09. And then macro wise, you can see we have a downtrend and an uptrend that didn't put in a higher high. So theoretically, we should see about $1.50 retest on API 3, if not lower. And that would be your macro setup. So you're waiting for a lower low than 150, and then from there, if we do recover in the market back above that, that theoretically is a safe place to buy. Not financial advice. Why not use a U.S. exchange to trade from? Particularly for me, it's more portfolio exposure. So I'm willing to pay more in taxes because it's really not that much more percentage-wise. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but Bybit allows me to make so much more money than, say, Coinbase or Kraken, because there is no US-based exchange anymore that can do margin trading in terms of leverage. All right, Kraken was able to do it for a while. Coinbase used to do it. There really isn't. All right, so and the way that I'm using leverage, I'm not necessarily over leveraging my account all that too much, because my stop loss and everything like that, it's pretty much as good as I can get. But because of that, say with my main portfolio, let's say that I theoretically have $100,000, and in order to trade, right, I only need $10,000 on Bybit, right? So I can keep the other 90,000 in a private wallet where it's safe and sound, and only have 10% of my portfolio exposed to the outside world, viable for getting hacked, right? So through that measure, I can make as much money as just having my entire portfolio and buying and selling, as well as that, the ability to short. You can't short on Coinbase and Kraken. If you got a lot of money, you can. And by that, a lot of money, I'm talking about $10 million. Yeah, I think that's a lie. I don't think BitGet is US regulated. I think that's a straight up lie. Madden, what's going on, man? What's your favorite time frame to play ABC lately? About the 2-hour time frame on a 4K screen. It's typically what I'm looking for in terms of setups. Now, if I can spot a setup and I have the ability to use a smaller time frame, such as the 15-minute like we did on ENS, to possibly get a better position, I'll try it. But I only really have confidence in the macros here. See you, procrastinated. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next time. Who are you barking at? Why you do that? Hey, man. Hey, man, to you too. What's going on? What do you think of XLM right now? Any short opportunities? No. I mean, you have a long opportunity here. Downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. Now, if we get back below this A and we see a retest, and you can find a ABC that is retesting this resistance, that could possibly be a nice short back down to about 11 cents. Not financial advice. I should just get like a pre-recorded message that I just hit like on the keyboard after every time someone asks me for a setup. What's my entry for ENS? I'll short ENS if it comes back below $25.36. Until then, let it rip. I stream every single night. Not every single night. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is what you should count on. I might stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays if I'm feeling up for it. I've been a little bit better lately because I just feel like it's a lot more chill. Streaming during the bull market, having people asking me 1,000 different questions, which I know they're not going to put to good use. I really don't want to stream during that time. But, the people that are here right now when things aren't really like hot, I feel better about being on live stream and answering questions because I feel like it's not falling on deaf ears. That's all. Most people that come to live streams during the bull market, they just want to go, is my coin going to pump? Is it going to pump good? I really want to know if my coin's going to pump. Yeah, sure, buddy. It's gonna pump. How do you set up your fib retracement tool? I mean, my settings are a little bit different here. This one is pretty much, well, I'm not on the right chart. No, that's it. These are my settings. I have fib levels based on log scale. And then these are my customs. And then typically, like, I'll try to back on my old strategy. I used to target the 0.441, which I still do if it's just a scalp trade. But I'm focusing on macro moves here, so I don't typically target the 0.441 as of right now.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
Alright, guys. I think that's going to do it for the night. I'm going to go pick up some melatonin supplements and go to the gas station, get some bottled water. I was looking at reverse osmosis machines on Amazon last night, trying to find a good deal. Because I do want to get something for the house, so I feel a little more confident just kind of filtering tap water. But I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of that is just like bougie people scams. Like, cause sometimes people just buy shit so that, like, once the like other house mom comes in the house, did you see that Jefferson got me a reverse osmosis for our anniversary? Jolene, I'm so jealous. But I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. If not, I'll try to be on Wednesday. It's going to be a little bit of a rocky road here in terms of the live stream times when I'm trying to get my sleep schedule figured out and figure out like what works best for me. Because it's so weird because like I have my sister that I like to help out, but she wakes up at 6 a.m. and she's only free when the kids are at school. So like, you know, like I don't know what I want my sleep schedule to be. I think maybe like waking up at like 8 a.m. might be the move. That way I can still go over to her house, but then not be too tired or like too groggy for the live streams. At the same time, I have some friends that their sleep schedule is nighttime, so we won't be able to play video games. Where's Hannah Montana when I need her? You got the best of both worlds. You put it all together. That's my Hannah Montana impression. I'm sorry you guys had to hear that. But hey guys, keep the trade safe, keep your miners running. Do what you gotta do to make that bread. I'll see you guys soon. I loved that series, Keeping Up with the Joneses. I don't know if the one that I was watching was a movie or I think it was a TV show. It was really nice. Where the dude ends up killing himself because he goes into credit card debt. Maybe I shouldn't like say it was really nice and then say that statement right afterwards. How do I hit the back button on the live stream here? Shit. Alright guys. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for watching me, as always. Just a kid, I'm pretty sure at this point, Fish definitely is feeling I'm schizophrenic talking to a screen all day. But, his loss. Because it's fun. Alright guys. I'll see you soon. Let's pick a song. Do the outro. Have a good night's sleep. I'm trying to speak it into existence. Abracadabra. I will have a good night's sleep. Abracadabra. I don't know. Bada beep ba boop 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 boop. I'll play Con. I was trying to find something that like everybody would enjoy, but I'll play Con. Honest by Con. Add to playlist, songs I played on stream. Alright guys. I'll check you later. Yeah, I felt like there was something else I needed to say, but guess not. Also, I'm saying this because not because I'm trying to promote the Patreon. In particular, just because like once it like gets to like the 15th to the 20th, I constantly have people asking about the Patreon. And you know, I feel bad because you know they want to get in. If you guys sign up like within the next couple of days, you're gonna get your money's worth in terms of getting the full month before you get charged again. But if you guys wait until the 15th to the 20th to sign up, you're gonna get charged again on the 1st. So just try to make sure that people that are interested in that understand that that's the situation. But I'm gonna load this song up and let's bounce. Let's do the thing. Bye.
Pressed for time, ain't enough hours in the day though. So I just get high and lay low. The clock ticking, and every second's like a 2-minute warning. Tick, 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 tick. I didn't practice for this shit, I ain't prepared for it. Pressing forward, presence dormant. Flow off kilter, but shit, I'm still up on it. Right in the pocket where I need to be. I feel like Elway in 93. Tons of potential, I ain't got a ring. A lot of losses, fiending for a win. The underdog complex, it's either me or them. I'm about to drown in the sea I'm in. I got connected with the BPM like I don't even need a pen. I'd rather talk about the shit I feel. I give a fuck about opinions and who think it's real. For real, I never listen, man, where it get me. Out in California, driving in the Benz, counting hundreds and fifties. And that's progression at its fucking best. But they would rather see me struggling and stress, settling for less. Still in the basement doing shit for free, my nigga, please. That false reality, identity ain't made for me. Made some adjustments so that I could live more comfortably. Ain't fighting for no false beliefs when they would never fight for me. Jumped above the fucking porch, a nigga had to spread his wings. Yeah, I stuck the landing and I soared, but that was self-belief. It's too late to turn back now. I'm on this one way. The first seat in first class, taking off on the runway. But most of these niggas got it fucked up for real though. You couldn't have walked a mile in my shoes. That's just not possible. You niggas don't have the damn for the tool to beat the obstacles. I'm looking around like, what should I do? Just keep it moving. No sense of stopping or pausing. This mind state is appalling. Like Pistol Pete, I went all in. I'm just shaking defenders. I make them remember. My heart done turned as cold as December. In terms of roles, I play the king. And man, these niggas is Simba. Mustafa the stopper. Ibaka with the way that I block them. Don't bring that bullshit around me, no. I cancel that like Nino. Am I my brother's keeper? Yeah, you goddamn right. The only problem is that just extends to me, myself, and I. Nobody else. I got myself. That's numero uno. And you would feel the same, nigga, if you knew what I knew. If you'd have seen what I seen. If you'd have been where I been. I'm in the conversation like apostrophes and hyphens. These niggas getting amped off of yes man and hype men, but can't get your career off the ground like white men.
Be honest. Be honest. I just gotta be honest. Be honest.